Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter Tabletop Baseball Digest, and here we are with one of the last games that I'm going to play with Deep Drive Baseball for now, and I will come back to it, but I'm going to play a couple other games that I'm in the mood to play. I could play this the whole season out, but I think I'm going to switch it up, and there's a lot of good games, and I don't want to miss them, so let's get on with this game and see how it ends. We're doing the highlight reel, the late inning highlight. It's 4-1 Mets here in Atlanta. Tom Seaver's on the mound. He's given up 4 hits and a run. And it's the pitcher, so we're going to pinch hit for him. It's going to be switch hitter Martinez. We are at Atlanta Stadium. So we're going to call on Martinez. Marty Martinez, switch hitter. He will come in for Claude Raymond. And Seaver on the mound. So far, Seaver today has got 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 run, but no earned runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. So he's been practically magnificent. And here's the pitch, and that is a 24, and that'll be a swing and a miss. Seaver with the fastball blows it by the pinch hitter, Marty Martinez, who is a 288 hitter, by the way, in 87 plate appearances. All right, so is Felipe Alou, who's not very good at any position. He's ones all around the outfield, and he's a 2 at first base. So he will bat so far. What has he done today? He's batted 271 on the simulation. In reality, he batted 274. Today, he is 0 for 3. And the pitch to Felipe Alou, a right-handed hitter. 13, and that'll be a ground ball, and that's through for a base hit. Past the diving Charles at third base. Mets around the infield are from third to first is Charles, Harrelson, Bushek, and Cranepool. Behind the plate is Grody. In the outfield from left to right is Tommy Davis, Stahl, and Cleon Jones. All right, so runner on first. It's only a 3-run lead for the Mets. Tito Francona, the lefty. And the pitch, and that's going to be a 32 with a 3, and that's a slow ground ball to third base. Charles coming hard, bare hands, fires the first, scooped out by Cranepool for the out. And moving to second base will be Alou. 2 out, and it is the Hank Aaron. The Hall of Famer, Henry Aaron on the card, a.k.a. Hank Aaron. Good, above average right fielder. Hit 39 home runs, batted 307, 17 stolen bases. So he's got it going on here. Aaron today, how's he doing? Aaron is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And here's the pitch from Seaver, an 81 with a 5, and that's a hard hit ball to Bushek at second. And goes over to first, and that retires the side. We go to top of the ninth. 4-1 Mets. 4-9-1 for the Mets, and 1-5-0 for the Braves. In the outfield for the Braves is Alou in left, Mac Jones in center, and Hank Henry Aaron in right. Around the infield from third to first is Boyer, Menke the shortstop, Woodward, a top second baseman, by the way, at a 5. Francona at first, and we're going to have to. Behind the plate is Bobby Uecker, and we're going to call on Upshaw to pitch. And let's grab Upshaw here. Yeah, the helper allows me to kind of, move away from this replay for, 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and come right back right where I left off and not miss a beat. That's the nice thing about it. So Negro, Carroll, Upshaw. I'm not seeing Upshaw right now. Hold on a second. If I have to start looking, see the one thing that I have to complain about. It's the fact that there's not a player card for each team that he played on. Like if a guy played with 3 teams, he would have one player card, and you would have to track him down to the last team he played on. So obviously, Upshaw did not finish the season with Atlanta. So I'm going to have to check and see where he's floating around, and that's a whole process because I got to go to baseball reference right now. So give me a second. Yeah, so I looked around and he's nowhere to be found. So I'm bringing in. I don't feel like printing out a whole sheet for one card right now. He's got to be floating around somewhere, maybe in another team. I don't know how that happened, but sometimes things do get mixed up. I do have a lot of cards on my table all over the place. So it's Cleon Jones leading off the top of the ninth for the Mets. They lead it 4-1. And we're going to take a little break from Deep Drive Baseball for a while. And I have some other replays going. And we'll have fun with those. So let's do this. Cleon Jones against Ramon Hernandez. I remember Ramon Hernandez had his big years with the Pirates in the early 70s. This is 67. That's going to be an 80 with a 5, and that's a hard hit ball to second base. Woodward over to first and one away. Larry Stahl now is a lefty specialist. That circle says he should not face a lefty, so we're going to bring in a pinch hitter for him. And it's going to be, he's playing outfield, so we're going to get an outfielder. We're going to bring in Tommy Reynolds to pinch hit, who's a righty. Tommy Reynolds, righty specialist. Now, if Ramon Hernandez were a lefty specialist, then the righty specialist would get a boost. But it has to be a specialist for a batter to get a boost. Whereas if it's a lefty specialist against a lefty hitter, or a lefty hitter specialist versus a lefty pitcher, really ultimately it's about the lefties. The lefties really are the ones who make the difference, especially when they face left-handed batters. So nobody's on, one out, top of the ninth. Here's the pitch from Ramon Hernandez, 17, and that'll be a swing and a miss. Curveball takes down Tommy Reynolds way out in front. And it is Tommy Davis now. Tommy Davis can hit for sure. He's the Mets' best hitter, 302, and the replay's at 275. And he's going to pick up a ground ball, and that's past the diving Menke into left field for a single. 2-out single for Tommy Davis. And Cranepool, Steady Eddie Cranepool, he's lefty on lefty, but that's not a problem. There's no circles anywhere. See, if Ramon Hernandez had a circle, he would have an advantage versus Cranepool. Or if Cranepool had a circle, the pitcher would also have an advantage. Okay. So yeah, this is how the split system works. I have a tutorial on the split system, by the way. If you want to check it out, check out my channel, like and subscribe, and comment. I always appreciate to hear from you guys and tell me your thoughts and so forth. I try to go around and comment and encourage people to do their thing. Here's a pitch, and that's a 0-8, which is line base hit, and over to third will go Tommy Davis with that. It's a single plus, and that means that anybody with a average speed or above will get the extra base automatically. So Ed Charles is up now against Ramon Hernandez with 2 out and 2 on. The Mets threatening for some insurance here. Mets have 4 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. Atlanta, 1 run, 5 hits, and no errors. So it's Ed Charles against Ramon Hernandez. Hernandez had a 1.4 whip, 4.18 ERA in 46 games with an 0-2 record. He's 26. Ed Charles is in the twilight of his career. In 67, even more so in 69, he was the Mets' third baseman in the 1969 Miracle Mets season. And the pitch, and that's going to be an 82. That's going to be lined and caught by the shortstop, Menke. So it's ripped off the bat of Charles, but right at the shortstop. And Seaver is going to try to finish this game. We're going to put we need a center fielder, and that is going to be Tommy Reynolds. He will play center field for us. So we got Tommy Davis in left, Tommy Reynolds in center, and Cleon Jones in right. And it's Mac Jones leading off here in the bottom of the ninth. Pitch, and an 82 with a line out and caught by Bushek. So it's hit off the screws, but Bouchek goes up and brings it back down. And that's an L4 right there. One away. Here's Cleet Boyer. Cleet Boyer today. He's 1 for 3, and Menke in the on deck circle is 1 for 3. Pitch, and it's a 92, and that's lined and caught again by Bouchek. This time he leaves his feet and makes the catch, diving to his right. So hit hard, but again within the reach of the second baseman, Bouchek, who's putting on a fielding clinic here. Flashing the leather. Next up is Menke, Dennis Menke. Very slow, 227 hitter. We could pinch hit for him. Let's pinch hit for him. Let's bring up Charlie Lau. Should have Charlie Lau sitting around here. Let's see. Again, the only complaint about this game is that if the guy ended up the season with a different team and he played on 3 teams, then you're going to have to kind of track him down. They don't have cards per team, which I would really love if they did that. But you do get all the cards, which is nice. But you may have to do some scans just to have the same card on different teams. All right, Charlie Lau, lefty hitter, pinch hitter, 60 plate appearances, 63 games, 34 years old, batted 189. But he is a lefty against Tom Seaver. Not that makes a difference, but. And that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Harrelson waits for it and scoops it up, throws it to first, and that is the ball game. Seaver wins it. He improves his record to 7-4. His ERA is at an even 3. Let's see. Let's look at the box score real quick here. Seaver, 2.99 his ERA. He had a 2.76 ERA that season, so pretty close. And 7-4 record. He pitches a complete game, 5 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. So he was impressive for sure. Bruce will take the loss 1-2, 5.1, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Offensively for the Mets, it was Bouchek, 3 for 4, brought his batting average up to 233, still not very respectable. 2 for 4 for Grody, who brought his batting average up to 239. And that's about it. And the Mets now are 19-43. The Braves are 35-33. And this is Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest, signing off for a while in terms of deep drive baseball. Follow my field day games, my Stratomatic games. I'm replaying the 1919 World Series. I believe I'm in Game 4. Then my Fall Classic games as well. And my time travel games. And what else do I got going on here? Time travel, and I may do a week of Status Pro, and I'll do some Replay Classic. I also have Long Ball, but Long Ball I got to talk about. It's a handful. It's a lot of fun. It's got a nice feel, that real nice retro 70s feel, but they did something very peculiar. And that thing was that they try to when they put the teams together, they put the players that were traded in that fall, early spring, winter time period on the team they were going to play on in the following year. In other words, when you buy the 77 season, you're getting the 77 season, but not really, because they didn't have the latest call-ups or the rookies and that sort of thing. So it's kind of tricky to play, because if you try to play 1977, you're playing some of 76 and some of 77, and you're missing players. And then and some of those players can be key. And if you're playing 76, well, you're really playing 75 with a kind of a look into 76. So, for example, Reggie Jackson will still be on the A's. He won't be on the Orioles. Even though in 76 he played on the Orioles, right? And that sort of thing. So it's a little bit confusing. So when the Yankees in 76 play the Orioles, there will be no Reggie Jackson on the Orioles unless I grab him from the A's and I put him on the Orioles, and that slows down the game a lot, because then you don't have all the players, And anyway, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do. They do a lot of great work. If you go to the long ball baseball, and I have a bunch of videos. I mean, I'm really excited about the game. It's a lot of fun. If you go to the Facebook group, long ball Facebook group, there's an amazing bunch of guys, and they have tons of files, so you can play. One thing I do want to play is the 2016 World Series, which I have all the players for. They created the cards and kind of uploaded them to the file section, so I can do that. And that's one of the things I'm looking forward to doing, although I'm not crazy about playing those two teams. Just not a big fan of Cleveland and not a big fan of Chicago. But I may try it anyway. Just doesn't really totally excite me, and I hate to play stuff that doesn't excite me. Anyway, all right, guys, thank you very much, and I will talk to you very, very soon. All right, keep on rolling those dice and having fun. We don't live forever.